Hello 8th graders and happy Thursday. Today we're going to talk about the interior angles of triangles. You're going to do a great job on this video. Let's dive right in. Let's start on our do now. Look at number 1. Does number 1 show a translation, reflection, or rotation? A rotation is shown in number 1. Does number 2 show a translation, reflection, or rotation? Number 2 shows a translation. The shape has just moved. Look at number 3. Is that a translation, reflection, or rotation? Number 3 shows a reflection over the x-axis. Now let's look at some angles. In number 4, angle 3 equals 136 degrees. What's the measure of angles 1, 2, and 4? Which angle is equal to angle 3? Angle 1 is equal to angle 3 because the two are vertical angles. I can find angles 2 and 4 by subtracting 180 minus 136 because they are on a straight line. What's 180 minus 136? Well, 10 minus 6 is 4, 7 minus 3 is 4, and 1 minus 1 is 0. Angle 2 and angle 4 are both 44 degrees. Look at problem number 5. Angle 2 is 86 degrees. What are the other three angles? Go ahead and find them now. I know that angle 4 is equal to angle 2 because the two are vertical angles. When I subtract 180 minus 86, I find that angles 1 and 3 are 94 degrees. Now let's look at question 6. Angle 1 is 98 degrees. Which angle do I immediately know is the same as angle 1? Angle 3 is the same as angle 1 because the two are vertical angles. I know that if I translate a line, the angle relationships stay the same. So which two other angles are also the same as angle 1? Angles 5 and 7 are both 98 degrees because they're in the same position as angles 1 and 3. I can find angles 2, 4, 6, and 8 by subtracting 180 minus 98. What's 180 minus 98? 180 minus 98 is 82. So angles 2, 4, 6, and 8 are all 82 degrees. Make sure that your do now has all of the notes from the video. Now we can move on to today's lesson. Today we're going to talk about the interior angles of triangles. Look at the copies of two triangles ABC below. For any triangle ABC, you can create copies to make a figure with a straight line at the bottom composed of angles A, B, and C. What would be the sum of angles A, B, and C if they make a straight line? The sum would be 180 degrees. When you put together the angles of any triangle, they create a straight line. Make sure you're filling in your notes on your paper. A straight line makes a 180-degree angle, and so the sum of the angles of any triangle is 180 degrees. No matter the shape of the triangle, when you add the three angles inside, they equal 180 degrees. So if I know two angles in a triangle, I can find the third angle, because together the three of them add up to 180 degrees. Let's find the missing angles in these triangles. This triangle has two angles shown, 65 degrees and 57 degrees. I know that when I add 65 plus 57 plus the third angle, I get 180 degrees. First, I need to combine 57 and 65. What's 57 plus 65? 57 plus 65 is 122. Now I can find the missing angle by subtracting 180 minus 122. What's 180 minus 122? 180 minus 122 is 58. So the missing angle is 58 degrees. Let's try two more together. The next triangle has a right angle and a 40-degree angle. What is the value of the right angle? A right angle is 90 degrees. I know that I can find the missing angle by using the equation 90 plus 40 plus question mark equals 180. The first thing I need to do is combine 90 and 40. What's 90 plus 40? 90 plus 40 is 130. So I know that 130 plus my missing angle equals 180 degrees. Now I need to subtract 180 minus 130 to find my missing angle. What's 180 minus 130? It's 50. So the missing angle is 50 degrees. Let's try one last one. The two angles I know are 130 and 20. So I know that when I add 130, 20, and my missing angle, I'll get 180. The first thing I need to do is combine 130 and 20. What's 130 plus 20? 130 plus 20 is 150 degrees. Now I can subtract 180 minus 150 to find my missing angle. What's 180 minus 150? It's 30. The missing angle is 30 degrees. Now let's try a few examples. Solve for x. Starting in the top left corner, what's the value of x when the two angles we know are 60 and 65 degrees? The value of x is 55 degrees. 60 plus 65 is 125. So my missing angle is equal to 180 minus 125. When I subtract, I get 55. Try the next one. I know that a triangle has a right angle and a 51-degree angle. What's the value of x? It's 39 degrees. 90 plus 51 is 141. 180 minus 141 is 39. Let's try another. What's the value of x if the two angles I know are 60 degrees and 40 degrees? The value of x in this problem is 80 degrees. 60 plus 40 is 100. 180 minus 100 is 80. We have another triangle where the two angles are 65 and 60 degrees. What's the value of x? The value of x is 55 degrees. Try the next one. What's the value of x if the two angles we know are 137 degrees and 28 degrees? The value of x is 15 degrees. Let's try another. What's the value of x if the two angles we know are 25 degrees and 50 degrees? The value of x is 105 degrees. Now let's try three less problems. A right triangle has another angle that is 56 degrees. What is the third angle? Well, if it's a right triangle, what do I know that one of the angles is? It's 90 degrees. So I know that I have 90 degrees and 56 degrees and a third angle. Let's solve for the third angle. What's the third angle? 90 plus 56 is 146. 180 minus 146 is 34. The third angle is 34 degrees. A right triangle has another angle that is 37 degrees. What's the third angle? Solve for that now. The third angle is 53 degrees. 90 plus 37 is 127. 180 minus 127 is 53 degrees. Now let's do one last problem together before we start our IXL practice. A right triangle has two other angles that are identical. What is the measure of each other angle? So I know two identical angles, I'll call them 2x, plus 90 is equal to 180. First I would subtract 90 from both sides. And that would give me 2x equals 90. What would I need to do to find x? How could I find each angle? I would need to divide by 2. 90 divided by 2 is 45 degrees. Each other angle is 45 degrees. You've done a great job on this video. It's now time to go to IXL practice. Choose skill 06. You can show all of your work on the next 2 pages of your packet.